What's up, guys? It's freaking bright out here. It's 8:30 in the morning. We are headed to do an acre property today and the 6-acre property. Yeah, I know we're doing the 6-acre property today. Today is Wednesday, so Monday I got rained out. It stormed all day long. I did the rest of my yards besides 2 yesterday. It was a very long day. I forgot to bring my GoPro's SD card. it was in my computer still. I had everything else, and I was like, oh. So I didn't record yesterday, and I'll just say this: without recording and worrying about the GoPro and putting the GoPro on the mower and all the little extra, 30 seconds you put the GoPro up, it shaved off a lot of time. For example, you remember that one property that I went from 48 minutes to 35 minutes? Yesterday I got done in 28 minutes by the time I got in the truck and turned the truck on to go. 28 minutes. So that shaved off without worrying about the camera and getting it back up on the truck and worrying about the time lapse. That shaved off 7 minutes of being at that property and putting up the gate and going. That's how much just extra time it is putting your GoPro up on the mower, making sure it's right, making sure it's on, it's going, and then when you get done, making sure you get it off the mower so it doesn't fling off in traffic as you're driving, and you put it back up here to talk to it. You got to sit there and twist it on there. 7 minutes. Now, I could be just, a lot of that, I would say at least 4 minutes of that is me getting quicker and faster and more efficient and knowing how to do the property each time. But I would say the other 3 minutes, that could be added up to the GoPro, honestly. So today, I'm not going to worry about so much as the mowing time-lapse part of it. Today I'm just going to focus on mowing and getting that 1-acre property done and then the 6-acre property done. I've also got to make a pit stop at Lowe's and get me a boonie hat because I burned up my neck yesterday and I forgot to put sunscreen on. And man, I was rubbing that aloe vera in. I'm one of those that if I don't, at the beginning of the year, I'm Snow White. You know what I'm saying? I'm freaking pale from the winter. Gradually, I get a little tanner throughout the year, but in the winter, I just fade back to that white, just white as a snow. So we're working back into the sunburns and the pain and the getting tan and all that stuff. I do have a story for you guys. So I don't know if you guys remember, if this is your first time seeing my channel, but there was a video like 1 or 2 videos ago, I can't remember which one it was, where one guy got replaced with another customer that was $100 a week. And on the way to do that customer's yard, I said he's already sounding pretty picky. He wants it mowed at 4-inch cut. Okay, I can deal with that. Wanted to use me a couple times, make sure that they wanted to go with me. I said, okay, that's fine. He put his card on file, everything. I did the first mow, everything was great. So if I remember to do this, I will put a picture up on the screen here. He left me he said that in his email, let me first tell you his email, and I'll try to remember to put a picture up if I didn't delete it. Hey, it was like, hey, after much consideration with me and my wife, we have decided to not continue services with your company and go with somebody else, yada yada. And then that was it. And then a day or 2 later, he left me a 3-star review on Google. Now, this dropped my rating from 5 stars to 4.7. Not too bad. I did get 3 more 5-star reviews. So I looked at it, and as I was reading it, it said, great guy, a great young man. It said, and me and him talked and everything, which was odd. Everything was good. I'm just used to a bit better edging, which, I'm not using an edger, I'm using a string trimmer, whatever. I'm used to a bit better edging. I told you he was an unpleasable client. I knew from the get-go. And he left my main gate open, which could have let my dogs out of the yard, which he had a bunch of kennels. I guess he was a dog breeder. Huge dogs. However, I'm going to put the picture up here before you go to the comments. When I finish a job, like I'm completely finished, I go and take pictures. Now, I'm going to zoom in on this picture of the main gate, and you'll notice that it's closed. Now, I don't know if you've never looked up a lawn care company, but if you look at a review and it says they left my gate open, They could have let my dogs out. That's like a huge red flag. And instead of reacting emotionally, you know, I had proof in the pudding that I did not leave the gate open. I made sure to lock it back, and he put that there. Basically what it comes down to, and I hate to go this direction, I'm not this way, I'm not this way. This guy just simply cannot be pleased, and I'm not going to say the word, F it. I'm not saying the word because that'll divide the audience, whatever. This guy cannot be pleased. We'll just leave it at that. I reached out to him. He blocked my cell phone number. This guy's just a dick. And blocked my cell phone number. Tried to call him. It was blocked. Went straight to voicemail. Tried to call him on the business line. It was blocked because I text sometimes from my personal and sometimes from the business number. He blocked both of them. You know, it would not deliver. And I'm like, okay, wow. And I replied to the review after, you know, a few hours, so I calmed down because I was getting pretty pissed. I almost wanted to drive over there and be like, hey, buddy. What was done is we walked the property after I got done. He said, you did a great job. I love it. It's great. Not only do I have the proof in the picture that I did not leave the gate closed, some people are just out to get people, guys, is what I'm getting at. Some people cannot be pleased. Some people are out to get people and make sure they do not succeed, especially newer companies, I assume. He bragged on my truck. He even offered, he was like, man, if I could right now, I'd buy that off of you. I said, well, it's not really for sale. It's kind of my color scheme I'm going for right now. But I do appreciate it. And he said, that's a nice truck, man. And love the setup. You know, overall seemed like a good guy, but at the end of the day, he had malicious intent. He never intended to keep going with us. I offered to refund the money, to retract the review and everything, the $100 that he paid me. I offered to give him a free mow, another free mow, to re-review our company and refund the money in the response. And I put, sorry we weren't up to your standards. You know, I played into his ego. Sorry we weren't up to your standards. Let us know if there's anything we can do to get a reevaluation of our company. I worded it kind of like that. And no response. No response. Blocked numbers. Can't get a hold of him. Maybe I should drive over there. You know, it still kind of pisses me off more I think about it. But I just want to tell you guys this story of what's happened. And some people, guys, cannot be pleased no matter what you do. That guy, I do believe deep down that he, from the beginning, had malicious intent. He said he's gone through several companies since the guy that's done it for 12 years. And you know, I should have told him. When we were on the phone, I should have said, well, it's very important to understand that we're not going to be up to par with the guy that has been doing your yard for 12 years and decided to go full-on commercial. I should have said, our first mow is going to be probably a high C to a high B on the grade scale, if you look at it that way. And I should have told him that the more that a lawn care company does it and you let them know what your expectations are each time, you know, you look at something like, say, the edging's not what you're expecting, which I wouldn't know that at that time that he was going to say something about the edging, even though he looked at the edging and it was good. You know, I edged it with a trimmer, as good as you can with a trimmer. And I could have been like, you know, expect about, when you're first trying out a lawn care company, expect 85 to 95% of the quality you're expecting, and then the more they do it, the better they'll get at it. The better that crew will get at it over time. That's what I should have explained to him and set his expectations. Maybe I need to be better at setting expectations if we're looking at extreme ownership. But as it stands, the 3-star review is probably going to stay and stick around. That's fine. That puts me at a 4 point. I think I'm almost at a 4.8 if I get one more 5-star review. So after I mow today, I'm going to reach out to everybody and say, hey, you know, it would mean a lot to me if you would leave our family-owned business a 5-star review. It helps us stay in business. It's almost worth more than the money. It's worth gold to businesses, the Google reviews. If you think we're doing a good job, please take 5 seconds out of your day and just leave us a 5-star review if that's what you believe we deserve. And I would greatly appreciate something like that. I'll probably text that out to everybody. And even though Jobber's already sending out automated reminders, and I have, messed with the text some people, they just never get around to it. So I'm going to wait till about 6 o'clock tonight when everybody's at home, everybody's chilling out, they're watching TV, and then I'm literally going to copy and paste from Jobber their cell phone number to my personal number, say, hey, it's me with Lawn Cat. Hey, it's me with my business, and it would mean a lot to me and my family if you would leave us a review on Google. So just to get that Google rating up. Now that there's a 3-star on there, this is important. A lot of guys are like, oh man, that's doomsday. Let me tell you something. My pressure washing business had multiple 1, 2, and 3-star reviews. I still maintained a 4.9 star rating after 96 reviews as of right now. So it's not the end of the world. Basically, you'll just never be a 5-star company until Google decides to go in and start removing reviews for whatever reason, and you kind of play that gamble of like, hopefully they take away the 3-star, you know what I'm saying? But Google's random in how they do things. They're basically a bunch of commies, and you can never know for sure what they're going to do with the Google My Business. Because at one point when I was at 84 5-star reviews on my pressure washing business, Google, they suspended it randomly and said deceptive behavior, and I had to reach out to like 3 companies and to get in contact with Google, pay them to get my Google reinstated, which it did, and now we're at 96 5-star reviews and number 2 in the area. But guys, it's like Google My Business profile. If you're not on there, if people can't find you, you don't exist in the map pack. This is not Google Guarantee service ads. This is just Google My Business, the map pack. It's completely free to do. You must do that. I did that way before I started actually mowing this season. I built my website in November, and in December I made the Google My Business after I got the website built and had some citations. You probably don't know what that is. But yeah, that's fine. We're at almost a 4.8. If I get one more 5-star, and the more 5 stars you get, I'll get up to that 4.9. 4.9 just seems more real, honestly, than just a business that has 500 5-star reviews. But that's okay. I just want to share that with you guys. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna head to Lowe's, get me a boonie hat, and I'll get up with you guys basically after the first yard. What I might do, the acre property, I'll put you guys on the mower because it's an acre, and I'll do that for you guys. So there'll be 1 mowing time lapse this episode, and then the 6-acre yard, I'm just going to hit it. I sent him a text this morning. I said, hey, it's storming tomorrow. We're going to get to you today. It's thunderstorming all tomorrow and the weekend. So he said that's fine. I will catch you guys at the first yard, and then post first yard, and then after that I'll catch you guys after the 6-acre yard. All right, I hope everybody's having a great mowing season so far. Let's get after it.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that, spitting slow, spitting fast. I could roast, I could gas, think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past. And the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious, you think you're worth my time, you're delirious. Mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior. Inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains that last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last, yeah.
Now that I've been put through, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna
wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take sh**. I've got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I'm gonna learn the consequence of being incompetent. Mental health is confidence, dreams and some honestness. I'm not here to save the day, that's for you to take away. I could play a million mind games, but instead I say something not illogical, something that is topical. Rub it on and watch it go, make yourself unstoppable. Dreams are irresponsible, but they're always possible. If you just believe, you could be so remarkable. Thoughts in my head, a collage and they spread. I'll be great one day, going off of my meds. No, I'm not giving up, no, I'm not giving in. I will make it to the top, taking off in the wind. I gotta make it, I'm saving every day to taste it. I'm patient, but my mind, it can hardly take it. I'm chasing a dream that I've had for several ages. A vacant, modern kingdom for the taking.
Now that I've been put through, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take sh**. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take sh**. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.
Guys, that was the property number one. The next property is going to be the 6-acre property. I've been in discussions with him. Basically, I said, hey, it's storming all day tomorrow. We're going to have to cut your yard today. I said, we'll have to try to finish as fast as we can while maintaining quality cut. I said, I'm going to try to start from the fencing to the left since it was pretty close to how we mowed the front yard. Starting at the door really eats up time, if that's all right. And he said, yeah, let's go side to side this time. I said, okay. I'll start from the back and work my way to the front yard. He said, can you start at the house still? Oh man, it just grinds my gears that these people hire professional services. I'm telling him that I have to get done as fast as possible because there's a potential that I go mow another yard today. If I close them after I do his yard. And then there's another one that's still on the hook that I'm waiting to hear back from, and he said he'd let me know today. And by the time I get done with this, they'll probably have let me know or call me. He said, I would rather have lines straight near the house You can start at the driveway and go to the trees, then towards the road, and same with backyard. I don't like being told what to do with my own business. I said, we'll try. I said, the problem with 6 acres, and I just find, I don't care if he tells me what or what. I said that we'll try, period. The problem with 6 acres is it's incredibly hard to get completely straight, crisp lines all the way throughout. I said, I'll start at the house, work down to the road. And then he said, all good. I just know if you start on the end, it for sure won't be straight. It's like, listen, dude, if I start on the end, it's going to be straight with what I started with. Like, so when I mowed it back and forth this way, there was privacy fences with all the new builds on the left side. When I started and came from the front yard, they were like almost in line with those lines. Now, obviously, it's not going to be in line with the house that I started at, but I mean, it's going to look pretty good if I do that. So, yeah, guys, I'm going to mow this guy's property this time the way he wants, but I mean, I am going to be flying. Like I said in a couple of comments that you guys commented, I'm going to do this guy's property this time, and then I'm going to do it maybe one more time. And if I continue doing it, if the leads start drying up, then I'm just going to tell him, be like, look, we're going to have to start from the privacy fences to the left and work our way over. If we can't do that, then, maybe we're not the right service for you. And I'm just going to have to leave it at that and turn off automatic review notifications to him, because that'll probably get me a not 5-star review. But yeah, I mean, I can't be, I want it done this way. I'm the professional, I'm the homeowner, you need to start at the house. Like, no, that's not how this works. You hired me to do the service. You hired me as the professional, take care of your yard while your mower gets fixed. So that's what I'm going to do. And if they don't agree with that, then, they can just do it themselves. I mean, that's what it comes down to. The reason why I got into local service business and why I love, with a burning passion, love local service businesses, pressure washing, lawn care, is because you can be so selective in your customers. And the biggest reason I come over to lawn care is because of the consistency with the recurring business model. Whereas pressure washing, the only way you get recurring income is if you do window cleaning. And I hate, with a burning passion, window cleaning. I hate it. Even if I had a water-fed pole, I cannot stand window cleaning, which is why I come over to the lawn care side. Look at all those fresh, brand new yards, baby. Woo-wee! All these new neighborhoods I'm going to be picking up with my citations on the website and it building age. Oh, yeah, baby. But yeah, guys, I will catch you after I mow this lawn. It's in a lot better shape than the first mow. There's a lot of, crabgrass everywhere, but that'll get taken care of here. Oh, and my stripes are still there. Look at that. That's nice. All right, guys, I'll be back in just a second. Yo, guys, 6 acres, 2 hours and 49 minutes. Me just banging it out, baby. I had my straw hat on, blocking out the sun. Still got a little. My neck feels really burnt from yesterday. No sunscreen. But that's weed eating, blowing, and mowing. 6 acres, 2 hours, and 40, it was like 48:58. So we'll just call it 49 minutes. I mean, you're talking, right where I want to be in terms of all these other 1 acre yards. Less than an hour, 45 to an hour is what I'm looking to do on these acre yards. And I usually do them in 48 minutes or less, depending on how quickly I'm moving. The only issue I have with that property, and I have no issue doing the property, it's a little rough on the equipment. That's a lot of 3 hours every time I'm on that, just that yard. That's a lot of wear and tear. I did put on the Ballard Hybrid Gold blades, and they did really, really good today. Yesterday I noticed that my blades, I was having to mow twice over stuff a lot of the time, and I hadn't sharpened them yet. I wanted to see how long the stock Skag blades would go, and it lasted me about a week, and then they started getting a little dull. Plus I had hit, you know, a couple things. There was a couple of chips in the blade I seen. So yeah, towards the end of the day yesterday, after 9 yards in a day, I started noticing like I had to mow 2 times over each yard, and I was like, okay, something's not right. I should probably check the blades. And luckily my Ballard blades came in yesterday evening, and I got them and I switched them out. In the future, if I'm still doing that yard and getting it done in less than 3 hours, we can upgrade to the big 72-inch stand-on, the right 72-inch, and that way, you know, I can take on more big properties, maybe even delve a little bit into the commercial side. But honestly, you know, I'm still pushing that residential right now. The 52 is a good spot, and my next purchase would be the 36-inch. So we'll just continue to grow and continue to get customers, and if his yard gets in the way of me growing my cookie cutter, you know, real quick jobs, then obviously we'll have to let him go. But I mean, I could raise the price a little bit, but now that it's under 3 hours, the first mow was just terrible. I mean, there's no end ifs, ors, or buts about it. It should have been an $800 mow first time, but that's fine. You know, the second mow, getting it down more than 2 hours of what I was mowing it at, is huge, and that just shows me that even as a one-man crew, I can get it at budgeted hours. So if I hire a helper, you know, if I had a second mower, if I hire a helper to weed eat, there's not a whole big lot to weed eat. It's just a lot of mowing. But even if I hired a helper and he was just going straight, you know, just flying through it, and I sit in the truck, or we take turns, he does half the yard, I do the other half of the yard, you know, that would still help me out a ton, and I would be able to afford it. But that would leave one guy sitting half of the time, so an hour and a half just getting paid to sit there. So I don't know. You know, I'm well than overhitting what I want to be at for that yard, but it's just so big. But right now, like I said, we'll keep it for now. And this is the beauty of the lawn care business. We'll keep it for now. We'll do it as long as we have the time to do it. It's a good revenue, good profit margin yard, especially our first year, to be able to reinvest that money. So now that I mowed his yard twice, it's actually paid for almost 2 edgers, okay? And that's going to be my next purchase, is a dedicated edger. I started out with just the 2620T trimmer and the mower and the blower, and now I'll be able to reinvest some of that revenue into a dedicated edger and or the PAS system. I'm thinking I'm going to go with the PAS system, 2620. That way, if that weed eater goes down, and the PAS I use for the dedicated edger, unless that weed eater goes down, then I can just switch it over to the trimmer option, and we can keep working. You know, it doesn't shut down our weed eating. So that's my plan. I'm still getting leads. Right now I'm getting 1 to 2. It is currently 86 degrees in my area. That's what I mowed that yard at, is at 86 degrees. So it really warmed up this week. Everybody's out for spring. Spring is here finally. We are still getting 1 to 2 days of rain a week. This weekend, tomorrow's Thursday for me. This weekend it's going to rain Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then maybe some chances for Sunday. Now luckily, I still have my schedule the way I want it, of only mowing Monday through Thursday. So that's not going to really affect me, and I did move a couple of my customers up to today. That way I can go ahead and clear the rest of my week and have that freedom. Now, if it doesn't start raining till half of the day tomorrow, I'm going to go out tomorrow, since I don't have any mowing to do tomorrow, and I'm going to go out and I am going to put out some door hangers, and as well as whatever yard signs I have left now that it is springtime, and just get everything out as much as possible until I get rained out. I'll probably not record it just because I want to get there. I don't want to have a backpack on my back. I just want to get there, go out, put out door hangers, and be done with it. This is pretty much going to wrap up the video. We did drop off, how many did we drop off? We dropped off, we either dropped off 1 or 2 customers since the last video. And they're customers I don't want. So they kind of took themselves out. The trash took itself out, as my wife said. She's like, haven't you ever heard of the trash taking itself out? And I was like, yeah. So, again, the 3-star guy, he took care of himself, although he left he did what he set out to accomplish. He blatantly lied, again. You know, I'll try to remember to put that picture up on the video, maybe not here, but earlier in the video. I have picture proof that I shut the gate and locked it. That's gonna hurt me, and my business, my family-owned business. And just because he didn't like my edging, you know, okay, it's not a dedicated edger, okay, yeah, I did edge with a trimmer, yeah, it's not gonna look like a dedicated edger, you know, I can get pretty close to it. And not only did we walk the property after I got done, his email didn't say anything about him being dissatisfied. Just after much consideration, me and my wife had decided to go with somebody else. I was like, okay, that's fine. He said he was going to test me out 1 or 2 times, you know, to make sure that he wanted to go with us. And I said, okay, that's fine. But then he goes a step further and decides to leave a 3-star Google review, and on half of it basically lies, and lied to my face whenever we walked the property. Everything considered, we're doing great still. We're still doing great. We're going to keep pushing forward. And yesterday I got out 3 quotes. Today I'm going to have to get out 2. I still got 2 requests for today, as well as another call I got to give a call back to. Real quick, I know it's in the video, I did put some plywood down on top of that steel mesh of the trailer, because I did notice it was starting to bend up toward the tires on the edges of the mesh that I was driving on. So I was like, yeah, no, we're not going to do that. So I went to Lowe's. I got a thick sheet of plywood. It was a little pricey, big deal. It's going to save my tires in the long run. So I went ahead and put that down. It's worked like a charm. I'm not going to worry about painting it or anything like that. Once it basically takes itself out and starting to break like crazy and all that stuff, I'll just go get a new one for, you know, another $60. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. You know what I mean? I mean, until I get and replace the mesh with wood, that's just what we're going to do. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.